Welcome to Online Maths Hub. So we're going to be solving this problem right here. Okay, so I'm just going to be using some rules of indices. So the first one I want to use is this rule that say that if you actually have a power, let's say x, okay, xp, you can actually write this as a power b, and then of course you can decide to put this one out right here. Okay, so if you have this, you can actually change it to this one, or you can also decide to write this as a power let's say x, and of course bracket b over here. So this is what I'm going to be using to split this one over here. And then for the second one here, I'm going to be having I'm also going to be using another rule of indices, which basically says that if you have, let's say, a power x plus y, okay, this is also equal to a power x, and of course multiply by a power y. Okay, so these are the rules I'm going to be using to simplify this one and also this. So if I do that, this question is actually going to change to 3 raised to power. So I'm going to write this x out, and then I'll put the 2 outside. Okay, and then minus, so this one I'm going to be applying this rule, so I can write this as 3 raised to power x, and then multiply by 3 raised to power 1, and of course 3 raised to power 1 is still the same as 3. Okay, and then plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I want to set this 3 power x to be a variable. Okay, so let me just say set 3 raised to power x to be equal to a, and if I do that, what I'm going to be having here is a raised to power 2, okay, minus this is a multiplied by 3 over there, and then plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so eventually what I have is a squared minus 3a plus 2 is equal to 0. Of course, you can see that this is a quadratic equation. And so to proceed, I'm just going to be using any of the methods of solving a quadratic equation to solve this. And of course, you can see it's easily factorizable. So I'm just going to look for two numbers that when I multiply that, I'm going to be having 2a squared. And then when I add those two numbers, I'm going to be having a negative 3a. So for product, when I multiply both of them, I'm going to be having 2a squared, and then for sum, when I add those two numbers, I'm going to be having negative 3a, and of course these two numbers are nothing but minus 2a and also a. Okay, so if you multiply these two things, it will give you this, and then when you add them, it will give you minus 3a. So having gotten that, I'm going to replace this minus 3a by the sum of these two numbers. So if I do that, this question now changes to a squared, okay, a squared minus 2a, okay, and of course minus a plus 2 is equal to 0. So I'm going to go ahead to factorize. So if I factorize a from here, a will remain here, and then if I factorize a from here, 2 will remain. Okay, and of course here I will factorize minus 1, so put this one in bracket a, and then minus 2 over here, so that of course when this minus opens the bracket, it returns plus over here. This is equal to 0. So because the two brackets are looking the same, I'm going to pick one. So let me just pick this a, and then minus 1 over here. Okay, and then the second bracket, I'm going to put one of these brackets, a minus 2 is equal to 0. So using the 0 product rule, here I have that a minus 1 is equal to 0, or a minus 2 is equal to 0. Of course, this now implies that my a is equal to 1, or that a is equal to 2. Okay, so this is what I have at this point, but don't forget we actually set our a to be equal to 3 raised to power x. Okay, so we now have that when a is equal to 1, I have that 1 is equal to Okay, 1 is equal to 3 raised to power x. Of course, this is when a is equal to 1. And then I can write this one as 3 raised to power 0. Okay, because this one is equal to 3 power x. And now since the base is the same, I can cancel the base. And then from here you can see that my x is equal to 0. Okay, so considering when my a is equal to 2, so what I'm going to be having is here I'll have that 2 equal to 3 raised to power x. Okay, so for me to get my x here, so I'm just going to take the log of both sides. So I have that this is log 2 is equal to log 3 raised to power x, and then of course log 2 is equal to, I'm going to be using the rule of logarithm, which actually allows me to bring down this power down to this place. So I'm going to write this as x log 3 over here. So what I'm going to do now is just to divide through by log 3 so that I will get the value of my x. Okay, so finally my x, this will cancel this, and then x is equal to log 2 divided by log 3. And of course when you evaluate this with your calculator, it is actually going to give you the value for x. So we are seeing that the first value for x is actually 0, and then the second value for x is this. So x is equal to this, or my x is equal to 0. And of course if you go ahead to put it in the question, you're actually going to be seeing that it's actually satisfied the equation. Of course you can go ahead and check that out and let me have a comment in the comment section. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for watching, and of course I'm gonna see you guys in my next video. Bye.